Hi everyone. If you've been following along from the start, you'll be happy to know that we're almost there. By now you should be the proud owner of a pile of parts just like this. And, of course, welcome to part 7, the last core video in the puppet building Agoro style tutorial series. I'm not going to say this is the last in the series, because I know that once the tutorials go online, there'll be something more to add. With that said, in this video we'll be taking the final steps toward completion, where you'll end up with your very own replica of this guy, or a variation of him. This tutorial will move quickly, so get used to pausing and rewinding from time to time. And to help the process move along just a little bit smoother, I've provided some documentation. You can see it here on screen or via a link below, or through the official website www.agorothephobicmonster.com. First, we connect the body to the head. If you haven't already, now's the time to flip the body section inside out. With that done, pay close attention to the center mark on the back and front of the body section. When sewing the pieces together, we need to line them up with the seam on the head. Like so. I'm going to skip the part where I sew them together, but when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Now to the arms. The position of the shoulder is roughly 7 cm below the neckline of the front edge of the body seam. So measure carefully and take your time to get the position of both arms even. Once you find your mark, make a hole with a hole punch. Then we need to collect the remaining pieces of the shoulder joint that haven't yet been attached to the arm. You should have a washer, a screw, and a joint base. Put the screw in the joint base. It should sit flush like this. Then move into the puppet body and push the end of the screw through the hole you've just made. It should look something like this. I didn't get the next step on camera, but it's pretty straightforward. Put the washer over the screw, then take the arm and thread it onto the screw. You'll need a screwdriver for this, but please note, the pod holding the nut, the one you put in the arm, is free floating, and the nut in that pod is also free floating. This will make screwing in the screw a little difficult. The trick to this is holding the pod in one hand while screwing the screw with the other. Once the thread is tight, you're done. You should now have arms that swivel and move at the shoulder. Thanks to the knot you made in the arm earlier, your arm should naturally want to bend at the elbow, and thanks to the armature in the hand, your puppet can grip and pose its digits. And of course, the hidden arm rod hole in the base of the palm will be essential to a quality performance. And finally, one of the subtle benefits of shoulder joints is that the arms themselves hang from the body with a more realistic sense of weight to them, despite the fact that the joints are fairly light. For many puppet makers, that'd be done by now, but this is Agoro style and we need to attach the legs. Right now your legs should look something like this. Now when attaching them, there's no real science to it. I just position the legs as if the character was sitting upright, like so. I mark the holes, then make the holes, and stick through the second part of the joint like so. And now the final step, connect the legs. This can take a bit of force and pressure. I ended up with the wrong camera angle when I demonstrated it, but like a lot of the stuff in this tutorial, it's pretty straightforward. And now finally, after 20 plus hours and a lot of screwing around, you should have something like this. A high quality, handmade, camera ready puppet. I strongly recommend that you play with the form and design of any character you build. Keep in mind that every puppet is an original creation, including this guy, which I made, which means I have copyright for this character. So while I don't mind if you make a replica or make use of him, please get in contact if you want permission to use him for commercial purposes. The same can be said for any of my puppets. And with that out of the way, this tutorial series was aimed at jumpstarting your skill set when it comes to fabricating these characters, and now with the basics in mind, you can explore and discover more and more ways to create and contribute to the community. I look forward to seeing what you create. And as always, I'm Chris, and this has been part 7 of Puppet Building Agoro Style.